What's going on, Cubs fam? We are back for another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. 3v3 season is back. And the big question on everyone's mind, once again, what 3v3 teams am I going to place? Now, I make this video pretty much every time we have a 3v3 Grand Arena, just to kind of brush up on the most current best squads to use in 3v3. Typically, I do this from my roster's perspective, which I think is, pretty well-rounded, but I'm definitely limited in the sense that I'm not showing you what to do with Galactic Legends, some of those other characters that I just don't have yet. And so, to talk about 3v3 this time and give you the top 30 3v3 teams to use in Grand Arena this go-around, I have brought on a very, very stout Fulbright. I was going to say theory crafter in the game, whose name is Fulbright. What's going on, Fulbright?
Not much, Cubs. Thanks for that intro there, buddy.
That was a long intro, wasn't it? You were just sitting there like, when am I going to come in here? So, okay, Fulbright, if you guys need any background on him, he's a leader in one of the premier alliances in this game called Shadowlands Alliance, and they are Grand Arena and Territory Wars, just mongrels over there. And we talked before this video, put together 30 teams for you guys. I'm excited to show these. So Fulbright, before we show them, and you got your account here that you're going to kind of go through and show us your stuff here for us. But before we get to that, what do you think about for 3v3? What are some of your, when you put a team together, what's your thought process? What's different, I guess, that you consider in 3v3 versus 5v5?
Versus 3, what you're looking for is you're looking for the mechanics that are going to hamper a 3-person team. So, like, for example, anytime you can hide a tune, you can keep it from getting targeted. There's not 5 tunes to go.
Right.
It does change a lot of the mechanics of some of the characters. Some characters that are really, really useful in a 5-man tune suddenly become useless.
Right.
So we take that into effect. But what we're looking for is we're trying to take the existing kits and we're trying to exploit them due to lack of counterattacks. And we're trying to dominate by basically getting ahead with other mechanics too.
Interesting. Yeah, you can be a lot more exposed in 3v3 without some of those mass assists and without as many characters to absorb some of that big damage as that comes in. So, all right, let's get right to it. Here's the first 3 teams. We're gonna reveal these one at a time, but the first 3 we're just gonna pop right up there. We got our Galactic Legends and Jedi Luke. These are gonna be probably some of the best teams in the game. I will say that this list wasn't intentionally ordered or anything. We didn't spend time doing that, so just consider these top 30 in no particular order. Yeah. And all of them will have offense and defensive use. Some of them might lean one direction or the other. We'll let you know if we'd use them more exclusively that way. But talk me through, I really like this Rey team with Han and Chewie. You're running her with some OG rebels instead of resistance, and this is your idea. I don't have Rey, so I haven't really thought through that as much. Tell me about that team.
What I'm actually doing with her is I'm actually running her like for a really high offense, but I'm running her at a slower speed. I want to, because I'm going first. Han's always going to shoot first, so I don't have to necessarily worry about having a lot of speed on her necessarily. But I do want to have maximum. As you can see, I don't have a ton of speed on her, but I am running her real high offense.
Yeah, what offense is she? Special offense or physical? Special or physical? I
believe she does physical.
Yeah, I think so.
So like I said, we're running high damage for her, relatively lower offense or lower speed. Now the kicker is Chewbacca is going to guard somebody. It's going to be her. He's gonna naturally guard Han. She's the only other option.
Interesting.
So every time she goes, he goes, and so forth. It's a real tough defense. It's hard to kill because how do you get out in front of it?
Yeah. Okay.
Who are you gonna kill first?
Yeah, you're gonna start from behind, and that I believe personally, Han on defense for 3v3, in my opinion, is kind of a must because when you start 3v3 with Han stunning somebody first, that is so much more devastating in 3v3 than it is in 5v5, isn't it?
Well, It is, and then think of it like this: no matter how many times you attempt it, he always goes first.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and as soon as you try to kill one of them and you get them down, she's going to whirlwind your butt to death. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what she's
Quite
gonna do.
literally.
Quite literally. And so, yeah, I mean, it's great. You get all the assists, plus you're getting. I mean, his kit's just phenomenal. And once you get him down, also they're going to go into damage immunity, and you're going to have to kill him, basically almost kill him twice. So it's a real good one.
So that's a great team. I like it. I think it can catch some people off guard, all you Rey owners out there. The Supreme Leader Kylo team makes a lot of sense to me. We've got Luke with the 2 Yodas. I like that. There's a lot of really great synergy with Hermit Yoda and Jedi Knight Luke that can just really juice up his offense. I think this is an offensive team rather than a defensive team, and this could handle quite a lot. Would you agree that this is going to be an offensive team?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Look, having Luke in the leadership position is kind of the key with this one.
Yeah.
Because ideally, you want him to get out and to go as quickly as possible. Because when he's in the leadership position, he's going to call, the mass assist. Plus, he's going to basically shut everybody's turn meter to like 100 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's gonna just remove all their speed. Right. So there's 2 conventional thoughts. You can find somebody that's instantly going to throw it to him. Nah, I don't want to do that. I want a fast Hermit Yoda, right? I want a Hermit Yoda that's going to get out real quick, and then I want that Grandmaster Yoda that's going to spread some foresight and let them take their initial turns.
Yeah.
Then they can never go again. You're just going to just destroy it. It's just going to be it's in and out.
And just look at that damage you got on him.
Yeah, I've got him set up for massive damage.
I'll say 11,000.
Yeah,
that's about as good as it gets. You picked an interesting team for CLS. You got 3PO in there, and that's where you're running 3 Baka. I really like this team because you're taking Han and Chewie out of that traditional CLS spot, and this is a team I think that can be really phenomenal on offense. Especially, I think that's probably where you would intend to run it, at least. But I'd kind of be curious to see how it would do on defense in some ways, too, because people just aren't ready to fit. I don't think I love catching people off guard with new characters.
Yeah, the thing about him, I mean, the thing that I really like about this one, is 3POC. He basically throws out the blind.
Yeah.
And he also does assist every time they take a turn. So even when C-3PO is taking his turns, Chewbacca is going to assist.
Right.
Well, every time CLS gets hit, you got to think he has the counter chance. He's giving all rebels counter chance.
Yeah.
So I loves them attacking C-3PO. I love them attacking C-3PO under a loop. Because every time he's throwing out the stun or the exposes and the confusion, so he'll basically just totally, people that like to attack it, especially with AOE's, it's going to tear them a new one.
I like that. That's good logic.
They're not going to be able to gain turn meter. They're not going to be able to taunt. They're not going to be able, and then CLS can ignore taunts anyway. So it's just a great combination. I think 3POC is actually probably one of the better plug-and-play characters that they've released lately. So,
and we're still just scratching the surface of his potential. You've got Gas and Ahsoka together. Nice little offensive team to use against anything. You could even solo Gas against a lot. And then Rex with Barriss and R2, I think, is a really interesting team that has a lot of timeout potential. And a lot of damage too, really.
Yeah, it's more than that because especially if you have a Relic 7 Barriss and you run her.
There's not very many people have Relic 7 Barriss, by the way. But
if you run her over 100,000 health, okay, all right, there's no way you're damaging that Rex. There's no way you're really damaging.
That's gonna
that
make
R2
it really hard, and then he'll just Rexalate you. Just for the Rexalate. You're at 142,000 health on her.
Yeah, 142,000 health, but then take a look at R2's also sharing his health with her too.
Yeah, and R2D2, you've got him at 73,000 health, so it's a pretty.
But also look at his speed, and then look at how much offense he's going to be sharing too.
So R2D2 speed 306, offense at 56. And is he special? Oh yeah, he's special. 91.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Woo!
So now you've actually made Rex a damage dealer, like a real damage dealer without the Rexolate.
Yeah.
Right. Anytime they try to attack him, any type of critical hit doesn't hurt him. He's driving the turn meter. He's never, it's just going to keep going and going and going until he Rexolates.
I love it.
And R2D2 is also going to stealth him. He's going to stealth him and force you to hit Varys.
So this is a great team. I don't think you have to have Relic 7 Barris to get advantage of that. I think you could probably even do it with a Gear 12 Barris. Wouldn't be as effective, but especially for everyone who has a Relic Barris out there, I think that's worth trying. The Vader team, we did a lot of discussion on this one. Where best to run Vader. I think this is going to be an offensive team. Sure, if you don't have them at Relics, that may be a flex spot to throw somebody else in. I like Shore in there for the tankiness, and on your account, I think Shore's kind of a no-brainer. You've got...
Well, don't forget, Shore also prevents Vader and Thrawn from being critically hit.
Right. Yeah, and that's a big part of it, right? Especially because Thrawn is pretty squishy, even at Relic 7.
And well, not mine. I run mine pretty high health. But,
Well, I should say mine. On my human mods over here. Darth Revan with Basila and Sith Trooper, pretty standard. I think so is this Jedi Revan team. We got Bosk with Bounty Hunters. I like that, but this is one that you told me about. This one's not on my radar, Fulbright, because I don't have a very solidly geared or a Sing. But I do have my Mando and Grief up there, not quite a Relic level. Tell me about why this one's so good. I like your theory craft here.
Well, the Aurora Sing lead basically allows you to get to pay out extremely fast, especially with the assist. So on the second turn, after the second turn, Mando can annihilate or or disintegrate.
Yeah.
Basically. That's the way to do it, because they're all going to go into stealth. Every time you hit them, they're going to come out. I mean, it's just this right here is an attack mode deal.
Yeah.
So any type of team, this right here is an offensive team, and anytime somebody sets something silly like a timeout team, don't worry about using your Nihilus. Use your Mando.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is go in there and exchange some hits back and forth for 2 rounds, and then annihilate.
That's what I love doing with my Mando. I love just annihilate, and on 3v3 it works pretty well. I used it last time. Great Jedi training here with the Resistance Bros. That's pretty standard, I think. If you've got them, if you've got your Rey.
Combo.
Yeah, it's
deadly
good.
combo.
Good combo. I like this turn meter thing you got going here with Padme and Anakin and Sergeant.
Yep. So on the Padme team, the good thing about this is Sergeant, he basically gives himself turn meter over and over.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as she throws the stacks on him, right, he's going to give it turn meter over and over and over. He does extreme damage. He's a huge damage dealer. So now you've got 2 damage dealers, plus you've got Padme, who basically prevents anybody from trying to get any type of assist or whatever. It just keeps him alive. So this is the type of team that you would set on defense, or you could use on offense against a defense, and you're going to use their kit against them. You go against Geos, you go against something that's doing lots of assists that just drives up all their protection, and then let Clone Sergeant remove turn meter plus give himself extra turn meter.
Yeah.
And then come back with those extra stacks to hit twice as hard on the second round.
Boom, boom. That's a good theory craft, and I do think this would work too. Most of you probably won't have a Relic there. You'll have Relic on Padme and Anakin, but I think you could do that just the same with a Gear 12.
I can tell you this: if you got a negotiator fleet. If you honestly have a negotiator fleet, you want Clone Sergeant you want to try to get him to Gear 13. He's worth it. His ship is worth it.
Cool. Shakti, I like her with clones. Not a whole lot to say there. Same with this First Order team right over here. Palpatine with Sith Assassin and Dooku, though. How about some Shock City right there?
that's Shock City. That's right.
Yeah, I like that team. Are you going to... I think I like that as an offensive team. You agree?
It is a great offensive team. That's one where you go out, you live off the shocks. I mean, you just basically live off the shocks. If you check my Palpatine here, let's take a look at his special offense. I'll show it to you real
you're
quick.
going in. Yeah, so
Yep.
Palpatine special offense.
So if you take a look at his special damage, I've got him over 12,000.
Can you please get that a little bit higher? That's not very high, you know?
It works just fine for Palpatine. You know? That's fine.
That is so dirty, man. 12,000 damage.
So the thing about it is, you know, it's by sticking him with Dooku, all right. So Sith Assassin, speeds up every time she's in stealth mode. Dooku's in stealth mode. Man, they lay out the shocks. The shocks just keep on hitting and hitting and hitting.
They just keep on coming.
Dooku has the counter attack, so you don't really want to try to throw out AoEs on them. This is actually a decent. You can catch some people off guard by putting that one on defense as well.
Okay, cool. I like it. Yeah, I think that could, especially if you've got the relics in place on characters like Dooku, especially. I like what you've done with your Night Sisters. I think this is kind of a crapshoot on Night Sisters. I agree with Fulbright on splitting up Asajj and Talzin. A lot of people will like to take advantage of Dacolyte as well, which is, I think, a good way to catch people off guard. But having Acolyte and Zombie together in 3v3, I think, is an area that you do get a lot of benefits still. I know that's something that I got tripped up on in 3v3. I just went into a battle quick and I just forgot that Acolyte was there and I didn't have a way to deal with it, and I was done. Geo's pretty standard. Obviously, you've got Brood Alpha with Spy and Geonosian Soldier. Pretty good there. This is a team, though. I like how you've done this. You took Sunfac out of the Geonosian team and put him with Newt and B2. Tell me about that team. That was a team that you told me about that I thought was really, really clever.
Yeah, the thing about it is you're basically Sunfac's going to taunt. He's going to throw out blind and stuff. You want them. They're trying to get rid of Newt. The B2 is there to punish you, basically punish them for going for anybody but him.
Right.
So the idea is, especially if you run him really kind of tanky and high tenacity, so he always will counterattack.
Yeah.
If you're running him like that, then it gives the chance for the Newt Gunray to really get out there and get those extortions going. Because remember, we're in a 3-man team here, so
yeah.
He's going at a more rapid rate than if he's in a 5-man team.
Exactly. See, that's why some of these teams get so much better in that lower squad scenario. I feel similar about putting BB-8 with Grievous. This is a really nice thing to do, guys, especially if you carve out, JTR with the Resistance Bros. Frees you up to put BB-8 over here with Grievous, and it just makes the team super fast. And in 3v3, if the team's going out ahead of you, if Grievous is going out ahead of you, pretty much no matter what with BB-8 there, that could be tough to recover from.
Yeah, it is tough to recover from because BB-8 is going to drive that turn meter so much.
Yeah, exactly.
But one thing I forgot to talk about, you said that GBA team is standard. If you're going to set GBAs on defense, make sure when you set your soldier, this is tip of the day, 80% crit chance. You have to have him at 80% crit chance.
Okay.
With that, if you have him at 80% crit chance, once they start, they don't stop. If you've ever seen the Geo truly swarm, where they just start and do not stop, it's all about the crit chance.
121% crit chance will do, Fulbright.
Yeah, I know, but 80% is the minimum.
80% minimum, and that helps feed that turn meter.
Yeah, because every time, if you take a look at his kit, every time he crits, he's driving turn meter for the whole team.
Good tip.
And that's the key to that team.
Good tip of the day. All right, couple squads down here rounding things out. We've got the Triumvirate together. I know that Triumvirate team's probably going to really blow people's mind to put Scion and Nihilus with Traya, but trust me, guys, it's a good way to go.
I don't know where I came up with it at. It's just,
this is the genius of Shadowlands right here.
Yeah, the genius of Shadowlands right there. Yeah.
How about so this is where it gets a little bit freaky though. Bastila with Wampa and Watt is a great offensive team, and what you're gonna do with this one is you want to obviously give Watt the assist with Bastila, give the attacker tech from Watt to Wampa, and you just juice up your Wampa and just unleash the beast.
Go to town.
Go to town. That'll work against a lot of things. Clone Wars Chewie with Vandor and L3. Interesting defensive team to kind of time people out.
Well, let's take a look at Clone Wars Chewbacca's leadership, because the only reason why he's there is for his leadership. Okay. So as you can see here, all allies are going to get plus 50% defense and a 50% chance to gain defense up for 3 turns anytime they are damaged. Okay. So they're getting all this extra stacking defense. Well, L337 is a defensive beast.
Yeah.
All right. So they're going to say, crap, they're going to be hitting her, and it's not going to be doing anything to her. So they're going to go after Clone Wars Chewie. As soon as Clone Wars Chewie dies, now you just have Vandor and L3. You will never be able to kill them until the next battle, because she's going to taunt. You're going to try to expel the taunt. Clone Wars Chewie is going to put the buff on her. You can't kill her without him reviving her. You can't kill him without her coming after you. You get stuck. It's actually almost like a broken mechanic.
That is dirty.
You have to go in something, and the only way to kill that team is you have to go in with something like Jango Fett or Jedi Knight Revan, and you have to be able to ignore the taunt, and the first person to die has to be Vandor Chewie.
Okay, there you have it, guys. If you got the gear there, that's a great one to go for. Kira, Viagra Han, and Nest. Very solid Stormtrooper. We'll just look at this set here. Anything out of these 3 that you want to call out, Fulbright?
Well, with the Kira one, the trick to the Kira one is you want Viagra Han to be 1 speed slower than Kira. All right. So basically, Kira is going to throw out the mass stagger, right? Veteran Han's going to do the AOE, which is going to reset everybody's turn meter,
right?
And then Nest will go for the second round to lay down the days, and they're stuck at that point. So then, it's a banner eating team right there.
That's a big part about defense setting. It's not always about getting a win. Sometimes it's just about stripping as many banners as you possibly can. All right, last 3 here. We got a lot of red here. We've got Empire and we've got some Sith. Now, the team that I thought was the most interesting out of this last group here, this stood out to me, was putting Droideka in the Darth Maul and Sith Marauder team. That I've never seen that before. Tell me about that.
Well, the Darth Maul lead gives evasion up to all the allies, and then of course it stealths other Sith. So the whole premise of this team is, you want to basically you want to try to prevent getting all of the debuffs on you,
right?
Because the Marauder's going to punish you for it, right?
Yep.
So if you go after Marauder first, anytime you hit Marauder or Maul, it's going to stealth them. So then you have to go after Droideka, right?
And he's going to be.
And Droideka is going to have all the extra evasion. All Droideka has to do is survive basically 3 tunes, taking 1 shot at her. After that, she's in damage immunity, and you're stuck. And then when she's going to punish you when she takes her turn. I
like it.
And mass days prevents mass assist, and that's what Darth Maul is there for.
All right.
But Darth Maul ramps up some serious damage too, man.
Oh, especially at relics. Yeah, Darth Maul's an underrated damage dealer. I think that there's better Sith out there for sure, but
there are better Sith, but
this team will get underestimated though. This is a great. I love putting teams out there that people are going to look at. They're going to be like, oh, I got that. I'm just going to throw something random at it, and then they get, wait, that's good against random stuff.
That's what I love. That's the type of teams I love myself.
Yep, there you go. All right, well, Fulbright, thank you very much for coming on for this video and sharing, letting us pick your brain a little bit on 3v3. While I did help come up with this list, I will be honest, this is primarily Fulbright's baby here, all of these teams, and I would take his advice on stuff like this on these theory crafts. So let me know what teams you guys thought were great down in the comments below. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. And Fulbright, anything you want to send us out on?
That's it, man.
All right, that's it. You caught me. I thought you'd say something longer. I took a drink and it was too long. I had to swallow first.
No. I just hope everybody has a good Grand Arena, and we'll see you on the holotables.
All right, see you fam later. Sorry for a long video, and as always, my brothers, don't forget.